guys, what's up? It is November 1st, and I hate to sound cliche and you hear how these guys say it, but I mean, honestly, sweet November. I've been hunting this area here for the last couple weeks because there's been some buck activity starting, and I saw some small bucks move through. I saw some, I had a small 8-pointer work through a while ago, 4 or 5 days ago, worked through, but wasn't really rutting as much as I was hoping. So I'm back out today. I would have hunted yesterday, and typically Halloween I like to do an all-day sit. The problem was yesterday's wind was, I think it was a south wind, which isn't great. And then the wind speed was between like 20, 25 miles and 25 miles an hour with gusts to, I want to say, 40, 50 miles an hour. So to say that it was windy yesterday is an understatement. It was windy all the way from yesterday. Last night was brutal, like terrible. And then this morning, right about 8 o'clock, the wind started to subside a bit. And now we're sitting at about between 10 to 15 mile an hour winds with gusts still up to 20. So it's still going to get a little breezy, but the wind has greatly subsided. The clouds went away. It's a bluebird day. The pressure's climbing. And so my hope for today is all of these things combined get deer up on their feet. I didn't sit here early in the morning just because with the wind blowing like it was, I wouldn't have been able to last very long because it's still about 32 degrees. Yesterday's high was about 53, 54. Today it's down to about 30, so big temp drop. Big temp drop. Wind's starting to die down. They're going to die down even more closer to dark. They should get to about 7-8 miles an hour when we get close to dark. I'm sitting up here on this ridge that dives off of both sides, and these bucks really like to travel this ridge here, north and south. And they'll even travel the off sides of them. So, I gotta kind of keep my head on a swivel because they'll come from anywhere. It's a northwest wind, so it's kind of kicking my scent this way, which isn't perfect, but it's probably the best wind I could ask for in this spot. A south wind takes it back to where I know there's some bedding areas and stuff that just won't work. It won't work there. So this is where I'm gonna sit today, I guess. Hopefully catch something creeping through. There's 3 or 4 different bucks that I've got for today. I mean, honestly, if a new one slips in and he's big, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm not that freaking stupid. I'm not that picky. I'm not gonna be like, it's gotta be this deer or no deer. I've got one buck that this most recent in the trail cam pictures is one that I had down south. Or north, I should say, up north there. He was hitting a scrape there about 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. He's a really wide 8-pointer. Scoreable wise, he's not going to be a huge points deer. He's a deer I'd love to shoot, not only because he's really wide, he's a solid 8-pointer, but genetically too, his brow tines are about that tall. So he's got a good indicator. If I see him, I'll know it's him. There's also a nice 10-pointer, a little bit narrower 10-pointer. He has really a bladed, his G3s are bladed. He's just a nice buck though. But he's again an easier one to identify. And then I think we've got a medium-sized 8-pointer that's kind of been cruising through this area as well. So you never know what's going to move through today, given that it's the rut, November 1st. Should get a hot though. I'm going to be doing a lot more rattling today and a lot more calling. Given that it's so windy, my sound's not going to travel as far, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more frequent on my calling and my grunting just because something might be passing through. And I might have a small window for them to hear it. But like I said, winds are going to start to die. Temps are down, pressure's up, it's a sunny, beautiful day. feels like a day to shoot a buck. Kind of been snake bitten this year. Been seeing deer, just not the right ones. You know, getting trail cam pictures of them and stuff shortly after I leave the woods. So it's been, I mean, it hasn't been a bad year. I don't want to sound like that, but I've been chasing a 10-pointer in Minnesota, and he's been giving me the slip, and now he's kind of disappeared for a little bit. So I need to take a break, get back into these woods where, you know, some stuff could definitely happen. But I'm gonna get myself situated here, throw my hood up because it is cold. It is super cold. I'm not gonna be able to hear a whole lot today with deer moving, so I'm just gonna have to keep my head on a swivel. No saddle napping today. But here we go, guys. Sweet November. The rut should be starting to kick in full swing. Just gotta have the right deer walk by at the right time. Here we go. Snack time. Nothing warms you up more than beef jerky, homemade sugar cookies. And yes, I made them. Just did a little rattling, a little grunting just now, just to kind of wake the woods up again. I don't know. Maybe I'll get the bucks up, push some does towards me. I don't know. It's always good to take a little snackaroni with you out in the stand, because this cold weather burns calories really fast. This will put calories on really fast. It's good. Definitely good. Responded to my rat. Have to get a good look at him, whether he's a shooter or not. I think he's that small 8-pointer. I think I might regret it if I let him walk, but I might let him walk. Watching him right now. He's up on top of the hill. He's actually running. He's up on top of the hill there. I don't think he's gonna go very far. Don't have my mic on. It just all happened so fast. You guys saw. He came up off the bottom, and I'm talking in the camera, telling him I'm gonna probably let him walk. And the closer he got, the bigger he got. He's not a monster, but I really need to have some venison. My venison, my freezer's empty. And Minnesota's allowing you one deer this year where I hunt. One deer, meaning buck or doe. So I've been really selective out there. And then in Wisconsin, I'm really careful about shooting too many does off of here, so I just haven't had opportunities. And I haven't really wanted to take them. So, you know, November 1st, things just start to ramp up, but you get a little worried. But I'm going to go ahead and just sit here for a bit, make a couple phone calls. And I mean, he was quartering towards me slightly. I don't know quite, I mean, I know the area he ran and how he hooked up, so hopefully I can pick up on some blood. I didn't get a pass through, which, I mean, you're shooting more bodies, so I guess it makes sense, but I'm just going to sit here for a little bit, see what else moves around. Maybe I'll pick up a doe or something, who knows. But, no. Wisconsin season's, that's a wrap for Wisconsin, I suppose. No complaints, just a small 8-pointer. Happy with that though, super happy with that. Got deer for the freezer, so I'm gonna sit tight and give him some time to die. Make sure he's good. So on to Minnesota. Put my time into Minnesota now and see what I can get done. Love it. It's windy even with this mic adapter thing on, but now that everything's calmed down, I think I can kind of run through. I ended up finding him. I had no blood going to him, so he cut up this way, cut over, and so I kind of knew where he was. And once you get in there, it's so thick. There's only certain paths you could take, so it's pretty easy to locate him. The shot, I'll show you guys here at the end. The shot was quartering. He was quartering to me, so the shot kind of went in. Rage opened up really well, and just wreaked havoc on him. Because I didn't get a good exit shot, which I'm not sure why, maybe just because it went through too much bone, or I don't know. I wasn't able to get a good blood trail, but thankfully that didn't matter. I got him out to the field edge, so I'll be able to drive the truck down to him here when I'm done hunting. I'm sitting here looking for maybe a doe or something, who knows. I've got doe tags, so we'll just have to see kind of what happens and everything. But I mean, it's maybe noon now, I think. Shot him at about 11 o'clock. So, I mean, certainly didn't take long to locate him and get him moved to where he needed to be. And unfortunately, I did break a little bit of a sweat going in, or getting him out. So now this wind feels a tad bit colder than it did before, so we'll see how long I last today. If it gets too cold, I'll just get down. I'm already happy with the hunt, so anyways, I'm gonna sit tight here and see what happens. But man, it was fun. It was fun. I typically like to shoot a little bit bigger than that, but I can be picky now in Minnesota, so I'm okay with that. Meat in the freezer means I'm happy, my wife's happy, and my dog's happy. So that's all that matters, right? The wind's just biting through me a little too much right now. It's only about 30 degrees. It's just not something I want to sit in for the next 5 hours. And because I pulled that deer out and got some stuff done with it already, I sweated a little bit, so I'm definitely cold. So I'm gonna pack my stuff up, get down. I'll once I get him out, dragged out to the field, up to the top of the hill, I'll show you guys what he looks like and everything. And but it's just a good end to Wisconsin. Definitely a good end to Wisconsin. I got Minnesota rifle season starting next weekend. And I'll probably be out in Minnesota one more time bow hunting, trying to get it done out there. We'll see, but just a good end to the push, that's for sure. I mean, it's been a grind this year with our business and COVID, and in the last 6 months, I've lost my grandfather, was a giant influence on me, and 2 of my friends. One was a coworker, and one was just a good friend of mine. And they both passed away with, one was within hours of me talking to him, and the other one was with, our employee guy. He worked with me the day before he passed, and so it's been a rough year. It's been a rough 6 months, and so putting just having something like this happen, and every time I'm out here, I'm as cheesy as it sounds, I talk to him. When people always say when you're in your stand, you're out in the woods, out with nature, you're closer to heaven, and I definitely believe that, and I definitely feel that. And so you know, it just gives me a place to go and connect and talk to them. I feel like they hear me. So, like I said, it's been a tough year, and I know my grandpa was here with me, and he's one I always call when I shoot a big buck. And although this one's not a giant, I would have called him and I would have been excited, and he would have been excited and wanted to hear the story. And it's just something that's not happening this year, and it's sad, you know, but being out here is what brings me closer to them, to him, and then to my friends. So, you know, I hate to get down because I love being out here, but like I mentioned, I'm freezing cold, so I'm going to bounce down. That's the end of the Wisconsin chapter. Well, guys, I got them out. Just want to talk real quick, like what I mentioned in the stand, what this hunt means to me, and a lot of people look at it and go, well, you know, he's a small 8-pointer. Why don't you let him walk? And like I mentioned, it's been a rough year with COVID and our business and everything, and obviously the passing of my two friends and my grandfather, like I mentioned, and especially my grandfather being such an influence on hunting in my life. So, you know, this just means a lot to me. A few things though that I'll talk about. The hunt itself was quick. I mean, it was a roughly 45-minute hunt. I got in, got set up, did a little rattling, a little grunting as the winds would kind of come and go, and that was it. Like, he popped up and you guys saw what happened. It was all super quick. You know, when I saw him, he was behind me probably 80 yards, and he came within about 10 yards in a matter of about 20 seconds, and I had to decide if I was going to shoot him or not. And I know in the video you'll hear me say, I think I'm going to let him walk. But obviously that didn't happen. And, you know, not only is he going to fill the freezer, but I've been focusing a lot on Minnesota this year just because there's a really nice 10-pointer there that I've been kind of going after. And so this allows me to get back after him, but it's meat in the freezer, which makes me really, really happy. I will mention something that helped me tremendously this whole season, getting on deer. And I was on deer basically every hunt that I was on. I was seeing deer, just not the right ones. And something that really helped me this year was my tree saddle. And I know it's kind of become a fad in a lot of ways where people are using it more and more, and it becomes the butt of some jokes, which is fine. I don't really care. But the tree saddle, I have a tether tree saddle on, and the tethered brand to me is really, really solid. It just allowed me to be more mobile than I was in years past with my climbers and my hang-ons. This allowed me to get into a lot of different trees, and a hunt you might have seen earlier on YouTube, I was able to get into just this brushy little scrub oaky tree, and I got eyes on a really nice buck, and it kind of got my season going. But I was in the saddle with this guy. I was able to set up to where the wind wouldn't be a factor, and it wasn't when he came in. I mean, he came in perfect. The only way he would have smelt me is if he would have continued walking well past me. So that all worked out really good. But like I said, you can kind of see here, he's nice big body. He's starting to, you can smell him. He's definitely starting to rut. His neck's starting to get a little bit fatter. I've certainly shot bigger out here, but I'm not complaining at all. Not at all. You can kind of see he's got some trees or some bark and stuff on his antler, so he's definitely been rubbing. But just a small little 8-pointer, nice body, lots of meat, good shot, quick death. Like it's everything I could have asked for. I don't care if you're chasing trophies or if you're chasing does or if you're just looking for the first thing brown that walks in. When you put a shot on them and they don't run very far and it's a quick death, that's ideal.
You know, we're not out to, I never like the hunters that are just like, I just want to go kill something, you know, because that's just not how I hunt. That's not my mentality. I don't want to just kill an animal. That's a life. But the animals I am killing are for a purpose. It's not just because I want to. It's because this fills a freezer. This supplies food for my family. And so this is great. This is absolutely great. And as you guys probably can see behind me, I mean, look at the view I have to be able to sit behind this buck with. I mean, it's phenomenal. And again, I couldn't be happier. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this hunt. It was short, but it was sweet. Now it's time to get him cleaned up and get him to the butcher and eventually to the freezer and then into my belly, because I certainly love venison. So thank you guys for sticking with me watching this hunt. And although it didn't pan out to be any monster buck, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, because I mean, in my opinion, harvesting any buck is definitely a good time and a challenge unto its own. So thank you guys for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Not looking to make money off it, but it's nice to have recognition and people, you know, just acknowledging the page. So thank you guys, and good luck for you guys if you're out hunting still or whatever. Just good luck in the woods, stay safe, and shoot straight.